Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawshai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawshai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawshai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. All praise to Abano Yahweh Alahino, Bahasham Hawshai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body and the affiliate camps. And shalom to the 144,000. Just to watch some of this, I believe, a short documentary regarding Edomite-only suburbs, or what the world knows as the Edomites today are. What the world calls Edomites today, they call them white, which they reclassified themselves in 1638 in Virginia. The same way they reclassified you Israelites, okay, especially you so-called Negroes, as so-called black. Okay, when this is all usually this kind of information they show in movies like Malcolm X, and you should know by now that black is a byword and so is a white. White is a positive byword for the white man. When there's people that are different shades of brown, which is practically most of the world, and the only people that do not have a pigmentation or have hue to be a man, okay, or have color or melanin, right, or look normal, is the so-called white man. They lack it, okay, and in the Bible they're known as Edomites, all right. But yeah, I was just watching this, and at the beginning of this says here, white-only suburbs, a history you didn't learn. Now this information is quite common if you know about it. Now it starts as an East Indian woman that lives in Northern California. I believe it's Silicon Valley, a beautiful neighborhood, right? And some of the deeds had, the information is still there to this day, even though it's not practiced openly, even though we know still there are sundown towns, and hence the reason there were, because it's so racist and so dangerous for the Israelites to travel from one part of the country to another, because you could get murdered, you could disappear, they could lynch you, even in modern times, this still goes on. There was something called the Green Book. Actually, let me see. Was it a movie called The Green Book, right? And they made Jake, a faggot in that movie as well. One second. The Green Book movie. The Green Mile, the Green Book. Yeah, this is it. The Green Book. The Green Book was basically uh, a list of hotels, restaurants, cafeterias, basically what one would require to travel from one part of the country to another, so you can get safe haven along the way. You'd go through certain neighborhoods, certain roads. If you needed to stop to use a bathroom, there would be colored people's only bathrooms. There would be colored people's only restaurants, hotels, motels. You know, possibly gas stations would be, that would be safe to use for the so-called black man. I mean, that includes anybody melanated as well. That would include Native Indians and Hispanics also. I'm assuming they, they must have followed the specific rule as well, because, I guess certain Hispanics, if they're quite light-skinned, and don't have a Spanish accent, they can sort of get by, because they're light enough to, sort of like be off the radar, so to speak. But the curses are spiritual. But if you're a dark Latino or a Native Indian, and you really are visible, especially back then and even now, you would pretty much follow the Green Book. But this was specifically focused for the Southern Kingdom because they're the head tribe, and they bear the brunt of the curses. But the curses apply to all 12 tribes. Okay, don't get it twisted. 12 tribes go through the ringer. But a lot of these laws are aimed at the so-called black man because they are the head tribe. Esau knows that they're the head tribe, which is Judah, or Yahweh in the Hebrew. Okay, which means Most High praise. Okay, okay, okay. Now, the reason why we go through these curses is because of our disobedience. All right, I'm going to play the video in a second. All right, and these curses that you go through should be a wake-up call to recall you, to give you a sudden shock to the system, saying that we're doing wrong. Let's try and improve our situation spiritually. Then maybe Yahweh Hashem Yashar will be with us in whatever we endeavor to do. All right. But if you try and build your heaven, because Yahweh Hashem Yashar said this is not our rest, you try and build your heaven within the hell that the Lord has sent you to be in for your punishment and your disobedience, the Lord is going to destroy that. Okay. The Lord is not going to make you fruitful. The Lord is not going to make, your so-called black city, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. And there were thousands of Black Wall Streets. Thousands, okay? Esau, the so-called white man, the Lord put the spirit of evil on them from the beginning. But what did they do along with the American army and the government? They bombed all so-called black cities. And you, Jakes, talk about the black dollar, blah, 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 and what is it? Generational wealth. Okay, we built America. We built the world because Jacob is the former of all things. All music genres, all kinds of foods, all kinds of dip sauces, car designs. Guaranteed cars like Cadillac, Chevrolet. There is no way a so-called white man came up with those designs. If you look at the vehicles, now look at the beauty of those classic vehicles. You think a so-called white man came out with the design? Guaranteed is a so-called black man or a Hispanic or native, right, an Israelite. But in the background, they're kept in offices, but they'll never show their faces. They'll pay them handsomely, but they'll never show their faces. They come up with those designs, all right? And every intricate part of society, all right? They'll use you for your skill, your innovation, your vision, okay? The blessings that the Lord has put upon you because we are the salt of the earth. We give everything flavor, all right? But the Lord said this is not our rest. So hence the reason why all the Black Wall Streets, right? And all the Rosewoods and all these beautiful towns and cities that we had where we had everything. We were self-sufficient. We had our own banks, cinema halls, bowling places, cafeterias, restaurants where you could take your woman out to eat. You're surrounded by nothing but brown people. You go to the cinema halls. All the people that were employed there were brown people. Esau was coming to borrow money off Jake from our banks. But the scriptures say that, paraphrasing, that Esau, the so-called white man, would lend to us, but we won't lend to them. But we went against that, and we started lending to the damn white man. And Yahweh Shemeshah was not pleased with that. The Lord is saying, okay, I sent you here to be punished, and here you are trying to make your heaven in hell. Okay, you still got the currency of the so-called white man because his face is on it. You're just supposed to just be here, earn your daily bread, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, pray to me first, okay? And then I'm with it, okay? But, at the end of the day, through the Spirit, this had to happen, all right? And the Lord showed you time and time again, all right? You're here for a punishment. This is this land of captivity, America, beginning with America, Babylon, and the rest of the world where Esau reigns at the moment, is a spiritual and for some Jakes a literal prison, all right, to go through your punishment until the Lord Yahweh Shai, His Majesty, returns. Okay, Deuteronomy 28 verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest, meaning not listen. We didn't listen to the Lord because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh Hashem Yashai, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. All right. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever. All right. Because we didn't want to follow the law. We wanted to be like everybody else. We wanted to fit in. All right. Jake had that demon on him to want to fit in. Oh, they're not getting circumcised. I don't want to get circumcised. They're eating pork. They say it tastes good. Let me have some of that too. Let me dress like them. Let me look like them. Jake wanted to be a follower, not a leader. But it was all done in the Spirit because we had to learn wickedness to experience righteousness, which is coming very soon. All right? Let's go back to the video. By the way, copyright fair use. I'm not making no money out of this. I'm just emphasizing what the video already says, okay? Or what they're already stating. And I won't be using all of it anyway.
When Sanu Thadani Israni bought a house in this neighborhood in California's Silicon Valley, she found something disturbing in the fine print of her home deed.
The language that I read basically said the only people allowed to live in this community, in these homes, are white, unless you're a servant.
The subdivision is called Ladera, and the racist covenants were attached to the deeds of all 500 some homes here. The rules are no longer enforceable or even legal, but they've been on the books since the neighborhood was.
Now, this is a curse because, listen, the Lord didn't want you to live with a white man. But a lot of you Jakes sell out, and a lot of you Jakes want to go through certain situations to live like the so-called white man. You want to move to a better neighborhood because your neighborhood is run down. But that's part of the curses. And a lot of you Jakes want to be entertainers. You want to be a clown. You want to be a court jester for the so-called white man. So what do? You sell your ass. You sell your backside. You do the rituals. And these sort of so-called white man might make an adjustment to, what's the word? An exception to the rule, and might let you live in the neighborhood or live near the neighborhood on the outskirts in a nice house. You say, okay, because that's Sammy Davis Jr. or he's a great entertainer. Oh yeah, we like that. We like that. We like that colored fellow. We like that nigga. He's okay. He's funny. He makes good music. A lot of you do that, but this is a sign and a wonder, and the Lord lets you know that you're not wanted. This is their world, and this is and this is how they want it to be, because it is their rulership for the short duration they have it. They don't want you there, and if it's the other way around, like for example, when we have, that's why you got places like Baldwin Hills in California, where a lot of so-called black entertainers live, like Ice Cube and all that. Baldwin Hills is kind of like a black version, an Israelite version of Beverly Hills, where a lot of people of color live that are well-to-do, because they know they don't want to be around Esau either. They have to work with them. They have to sell their ass to be in that kind of world, but they do not want to reside with Esau because they know what the so-called white man is like. Everything is racially divided, and this should be a sign and wonder. But you Israelites, you want to love everybody else. You want to live with them. You want to hang out with them, especially you ninja women. No matter what package you come in, okay, from the tribes, you always want to marry them, but they don't want to marry you. They look at you sexually, because they want to freak off with you. Okay, wanting a woman sexually is different compared to wanting a woman sexually and romantically and wanting to be with her and have children with her. It's two different things. You women get that mixed up. You think when a man desires you, wants to F you, you think that, oh, yeah, I've got a chance. All right? You get passed around. Okay? You think women like Kelly Rowland haven't been passed around by the so-called white man? Beyonce, before some Jake marries them? They've been passed around. All right? And these are the curses. You are at the bottom of the barrel. All right? And this should be a wake-up call to all you Jakes. Okay, it should be a wake-up call saying, why are we going through this? We've got to be the people of the book. Because we're going through exactly, step by step, everything that's written in the scriptures. Okay? They make it about color, but it's not about color. Otherwise, Esau would not be spraying himself brown, wanting to get darker. It's a spiritual thing. Yeah? I mean, there was a time they didn't want Italians in their neighborhood, these Edomites, because they know a lot of Italians they know spiritually that Italians are different. Even some Italians can pass for so-called white. All right? Because a lot of Italians, especially Southern Italians, have married Edomite women in America over the last century or two, so some of the children are lighter. But when Southern Italians came over to America, boy, they look like Hispanics, a lot of them. Wavy, thick, black hair. They know, they don't want a lot of Irish. Why do you think there's a lot of derogatory terms over the Irish, the Italians? Why? Because they know a lot of you are Israelites. All right? And this should be a wake-up call to you that we are the people of the book because the curses apply to us. All right? This is for our disobedience. But you still want to live with these devils. You still want to be neighbors with them. But when all hell breaks loose, what happens? When there's some kind of situation in the country, those Edomite neighbors turn against you. You know, a lot of Israelites are doctors. They live in these nice neighborhoods, and then you've got these racist Edomites that probably would, like, I don't know, they follow you home and they follow your children home, and one of the Israelite family's sons, could be a good student in high school. He's just going for a walk in his neighborhood, and lo and behold, some soldier or some kind of marine who's an Edomite racist cracker lives in the neighborhood, and he sees you and he starts following you home, starts pushing and shoving you. Why? Because you want to live with these damn devils. When you could just live in a regular neighborhood with some working class jakes, or a mixture of working class jakes and well-to-do jakes, with at least a 50% population of your own people. But you're too snooty. You want to keep your nose up in the air because you don't even like your own people. All right? And this should be an example to let you know. I mean, this is Elamite woman got shocked by reading this. And obviously she's got an accent, so she's probably from India or whatever, from a well-to-do Elamite family.
Laid out 70 years ago. And they help illustrate how so many of America's suburbs ended up segregated.
It hurts. It hurts to be told you're not welcome. Forget welcome, you're not allowed.
It so offended me. I thought, well, this has to be offending everyone who buys property here.
Well, look, it's the season of giving, and this...
One second. So lucky for that.
Some of Ladera's residents set out to understand how this happened. And it turned out these relics of segregation grew out of a historical moment more often remembered for progressivism and inclusion.
I pledge myself to a New Deal for the American people.
The New Deal programs launched between 1933 and the end of the Second World War transformed society. But Black Americans reaped far fewer benefits from these programs than white Americans.
The New Deal expanded government capacities in a way that provided economic rights for people. The right to capital, the right to a job, the right to health care, the right to old age pension. What was problematic is that right was not inclusive.
One of the clearest examples of this came when New Deal agencies began insuring affordable home loans. Before backing the loans, agencies mapped communities across the country, dividing them into zones judged to be higher or lower risk for banks. Records show a key factor federal mapmakers used to determine this perceived risk was race. This practice, called redlining.
Okay, you got the so-called white man stealing the native Indians' land, pretending that they, saying that they got a native Indian lineage to get, more Native American land. Okay, you got the so-called white man stealing all the wealth of America and around the world, saying that they built the country when they haven't done shit. Okay, you got the so-called white man stealing every innovation, every kind of invention the so-called black man or Native Indian man invented. And then on top of that, they pretend that they do better than you. It's like having a race with someone, but they've tied both of your shoelaces together. And then the so-called white man ties the shoelaces of the so-called black man together and says, "Oh, la na 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 na, look at you! You can't even run. You just fell out. You just keep falling over." This is how the so-called white man does it. It's like the rules in basketball. The so-called black man was so stylish and hitting dunking every time. The so-called white man changed the rules to appease their own players, because the so-called white man can't get down like the so-called black man. They don't have those spiritual blessings like that. Yeah, and then on top of that, just to keep you down, okay, just to keep that foot on your neck, right? Esau does something called redlining, okay, and this is just one step to let you know this is not our rest. This is one thing to let you know this is not our rest. Redlining is a discriminatory practice in which financial services, like loans and things like that, hence the reason why you got heathen nations like Elam, East Indians, Ishmael, the Arabs, the Chinese, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Japanese, the Hamites, the Somalians and Africans and all that, real Africans, get loans and business loans. And these Edomites, these crackers from Poland, Russia, get all these business loans to start construction companies, to start to buy stores for their own and have these stores saying, "Oh, Polski food," and was it and signs in Polish and Russian. They have that here in the UK also. But you so-called black men, you so-called Hispanics, you so-called natives, especially you so-called black men, you Israelites, you don't get that chance. Why? Because this is not our rest. All right. Redlining is a discriminatory practice in which financial services are withheld from neighborhoods that have significant numbers of racial and ethnic minorities. Redlining has been prominent in the United States and has mostly been directed against African Americans, the tribe of Judah. Okay? And we're not a minority. We're the biggest race on the planet Earth, the Israelites, 12 tribes. Okay? Pursuant to the book of Hosea 1 and 10, we are like the sands of the sea. Okay? And all these things, you know what makes me sick about people like Polite, and he's under the jail now, so F him. You know, you other Jakes out there, you want to be Hamites and you want to be Egyptologists and all that. I believe a lot of you are agents and have sold out, and some of you are just blind because, as the scriptures say, you know, the election have obtained it and the rest were blinded, and you guys are just spiritually blind that you can't see, that you can't add two and two together to, to link the scriptures up, right? To know that the book is about us and it's for us. All right? Because this is not our rest. You're not going to have rest in a land where the so-called white man's face is on the money. Their police officers look like them. Their people set the guidelines for every kind of law and statute in the country. You understand? You're not going to get no rest. All right? Because you're not supposed to have a ruler, paraphrasing another scripture, you're not supposed to have a ruler or a king over you of another nation. All right? You're supposed to have your own people ruling over you. All right? Micah 2 and 10. Arise. This is the book of Micah 2, verse 10, right? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. The land of America is polluted. Okay, the whole world is polluted, but America, Babylon is polluted, okay? And that's numero uno, ground zero. Hence the reason why it's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire very, very, very soon. And you already know about the war drums that are beating around the world. You know, if you're watching the news, or you're one of those Jakes that are always on, prank YouTube videos and all that BS.
Largely cut people of color off from affordable borrowing.
It's not a case that you just had these bigoted bankers and these bigoted homeowners. The federal government was culpable. Black people, by design, were excluded from this benefit.
It's exactly what happened in Ladera. In the late 1940s, a mixed-race group of about 100 families banded together to build cheap homes near Stanford University. Workers, teachers, and professors, including the novelist Wallace Stegner, formed a cooperative to buy and transform a tract of hilly ranch land into an affordable suburb named Ladera. But the project soon stalled.
No bank would give them the loan to build these homes. The banks wouldn't do it because the Federal Housing Administration wouldn't insure their loans. Because of these 100 members of the cooperative, 3 were African Americans.
At the time,
100 members of a cooperative, they want to build affordable homes in a beautiful hilly part of California. All right? 3 of them are Israelites, visible Israelites. It could have been more, but the rest were so-called white, because Esau goes by color, right? So 3 of them were visible Israelites, so-called African American Judites, and these loans and these financial benefits were not approved, even though they were financially viable to pay these loans. All right, they were not approved. Okay, and then you think that we still get a fair shake in America or around the world, and you got these racist crackers, talking about, oh yeah, you ninjas are nothing but criminals and this, that, and the third. When we built this whole damn world, man. Okay, we paved the way. You're living off our crumbs. We don't need you devils. Okay, you need us. All right, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have nothing. All right, these are kind of things that the so-called white man been pulling. All right, and this is only, and this should let you know, all right, that we are those people. This should be, a shock to your system. All right, this should be like the equivalent of you waking up to the truth, like having an ice bath. And it's got ice in there. You just throw it in the water, and you should be shocked to the core. You should be knowing, damn, this book's about us. And now I know what I need to do. And Lord willing, the Lord will approve of what I'm trying to do. Okay? You shouldn't be worried about building towns and cities. All right? Band together as Israelites. Okay? Live in your own neighborhoods if you can, or live in at least a mixed neighborhood. Right? And keep your head down and just work. Earn your daily bread and keep it moving until this financial system crashes. And Barakti Habashim Yashai, because we're coming to the point 2025. And I believe spiritually, once that 2025 shows up on these mobile phones and laptops and everything, and it's 1st of January, because we are on the demonic Gregorian calendar, the Lord is going to amplify the destruction of Esau, the so-called white man's financial infrastructure, and him as well. Okay, that's why I see a lot of these devils homeless. And Barakti Habashim Yashai for that. May all these crackers get homeless and heathens too. All right. I'm going to take this away. But a lot of you Jakes don't want to turn from your wickedness. All right. A lot of you Jakes are adamant on wanting to be in this world. Why? Because you have done things to, you don't care about your own people as a whole. You're going to say, shit, I don't care about the rest of them ninjas. I'm going to worry about me and mine. I got mine. I'm good. Like you Steve Harvey's out there. I'm good. I don't need nothing. I'm good. I've got 3 jobs. I'm a show. I present this show, and then I present. I've got my own show, and then I write books. I'm getting residual checks. I got a beautiful home. There's Steve Harvey's out there. They don't care. All right. Second, there's just 16 and 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. And a lot of you Jakes aren't. Nor be always mindful of the scourges. And a lot of you Jakes aren't going to listen, man. You are not going to listen. A lot of you Jakes are not going to listen, man. That's why 2 parts need to be cut off and die, man, pursuant to the book of Zechariah 13. 13 and 8 and 13 and 9, and 1/3 will make it through. So a lot of our people are going to die on this side, man, because Jacob's trouble is around the corner. All right? All this hell that we go through and have been going through, all right? And all you Jakes can talk about is Fat Joe, P. Diddy. What about Epstein and all these Edomites, these crackers that are pedophiles, rapists, all right? Foul. Okay? What about the racism and the lynchings of Israelites to this day? And all you ninjas can talk about is Fat Joe. We know that Fat Joe's part of the agenda, and a lot of you YouTubers are part of the agenda. But some of you, you regular Jakes, are joining the bandwagon. You're trying to stop the joining of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Talk about black this and black that. And then you come against Matt Hoffa because he's a Benjamite, a so-called Jamaican. Now you're trying to cancel Busta Rhymes because he's Jamaican, he's not so-called black American. You Jakes are crazy, man. If you follow that nonsense, you deserve to DIE. Because I tell you one thing, man, you're the most stupidest people on the planet Earth. You hate your own and you love everybody else. And what happens when you love everybody else? These kinds of things happen. And even though these things are happening, you still love everybody else. All right? Look at that. Look at all the stories of the race massacre in Tulsa, 1921. Your Black Wall Street. Here's your generational wealth. Jake been trying to get generational wealth. Huh? But this is not our rest. Racial violence in America, 60 years of whitewashing. Yeah? Why there's a long list of black towns terrorized by let's read this by here. Why there's a long list of black towns terrorized by white Americans. Yeah? Here's your generational wealth. You come out as generational wealth bullshit. Oh, we gotta have our own schools. Like Umar Johnson's out there. Has he built the school yet? This should be a wake-up call to you. Where are those people?
Federal Housing Administration explicitly recommended that race restrictions be used in new suburban developments. Its lending manual even included instructions for banning buyers who weren't the race for which new homes were intended.
The segregation that this program alone created is responsible for much of the racial inequality we have in this country today.
Unable to find financing, the Ladera Cooperative disbanded and sold the land to a private developer who built Ladera as a whites-only community. By the 1950s, this mix of federal policy and private discrimination left few options for Black Americans seeking homes in this part of California.
My dad got involved with the Palo Alto Stanford branch of the NAACP. They were proving that there was housing discrimination. And it was notorious here, very subtle, but it was notorious. My dad could easily pass for white. My mom was brown skinned. You knew who she was. It was actually something that was very painful for my mother, because my dad would go to rent an apartment or to buy property. They'd say, wonderful. He'd say, let me bring my wife. And as soon as she came back with him, they would say, no, this is no longer available.
When my parents came here from Alabama, they figured, okay, this is a nice area. We don't have to worry about our kids getting lynched. There's not open racism, but they didn't factor in that there was a slew of hidden racism.
Benelli?
About 9 miles from Ladera, Elwyn Rayner's family opened up this service station in one of the only areas open to Black American property buyers, now known as East Palo Alto.
The African Americans were guided to this area. Any houses on the other side of the freeway were considered to be out of their price range, or the interest rate alone would kill that dream of them owning a house because they couldn't afford it. It's like they say you're on the wrong side of the tracks. For us, it was the wrong side of the freeway.
For decades, East Palo Alto and neighboring Belle Haven were unincorporated communities without a city government, where housing shared space with heavy industry, and residents enjoyed few of the amenities available to the majority white suburbs, like Palo Alto, Menlo Park, or Ladera.
We had roads that were badly paved. We had many a neighborhood that did not have sidewalks. We had a school district that was grossly underfunded. We were walking in the middle of the street instead of walking on sidewalks. We had bad lighting. We had bad water. We didn't even have a city. We didn't have a place where we could go and complain even.
Because everything is built on color. Because color is an ethnic marker, but it's not definitive. Okay, because us Israelites, we come in many shades of brown. All right, and this should let you know. But you Israelites want to love everybody, man. This should be a shock to the system that we are those people. You understand? They trip you up every time you try, and then they say to you, you can't pull yourself up by your socks. Okay, I've even heard Edomites here in the UK, when you watch some UK talk shows, they say that the black man doesn't have motivation, not realizing these kinds of things are done by design to trip you Israelites up, to make you look like fools, so people can clap at you, saying that, look at these people, so you can be a byword and a proverb. Okay, let's go to the scripture here. Deuteronomy 28:46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. I already read that, but I have to let you just to emphasize that again. A sign and a wonder. This should be a sign and a wonder to you. All right? Let's go to Psalms 83. That's all I'm going to play of that. I'm going to share the link, and if you guys want to watch it, actually check it out yourself. Where is it? Okay, it's called White Only Suburbs, The History You Didn't Learn. It's on Time, okay? 1.37 million subscribers. Let's go to Psalms 83. Psalms 83, King James Version. All right. Now, in this captivity, they've hidden from us, okay, who we were, but now the elect are waking up. How they're waking up? All right. Ezekiel 37:12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord thy power, behold, all my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Lord thy power. I am the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. Verse 14, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. And then ye know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yeshai. All right? Now we're going to come into that very soon as well. All right, because the scriptures are manifold, but we're going to come into this now. The Lord has opened up the graves of the elect, okay, who have obtained the knowledge and have woken up to the name, okay? Because while Esau has destroyed us, they say, okay, we can destroy them, take them away from their heritage, take them away from their name, put curses, do negative demonic spells upon them, this Christmas, Halloween bullshit, teach them to eat pork and all that, teach them a certain doctrine, read John 3:16 all the time, spoon feed the Bible, pursue the book of Maccabees, change the images of all of the Most High and Yahushai and the prophets. So, we make them look like us, the so-called white man, and then we spoon feed them and we keep them under subjection forever. This is what they want to do. And they're afraid of the elect waking up, because once the elect wake up, all right, okay, and this truth is spread to the four corners of the earth, then shall the end come. And we're approaching that time, aren't we? We see a lot of athletes right now praising Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, I believe it was a kickboxer or a martial artist that just did that. All right, that video is on GMS Get This Work. All right, GMS Get This Work. There's a video on there, and a lot of Israelites are coming into the truth. All right, and this is how the so-called white man been doing us dirty, as well as the heathens. Psalm 83. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh Shem Shai. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh Shem Shai. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. A tumult is a trap, a snare. They trip you up. As I mentioned, tie your shoelaces together. Okay, they put you in a race. The so-called white man's his shoelaces are untied, but they trick you and they send one, and then they tie your shoelaces together, and then say, oh yeah, let's run in this rat race, or let's run in this race. And what happens, Jake? You fall over, right? Trip and you hit your knees and hit your face on the ground. Then they say, look at you guys, you can't even pick yourself up. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, a trap and a snare, and they that hate thee, they hate us, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Redlining is crafty counsel. Effing with your finances, blowing up Black Wall Streets, Rosewoods, all these kind of cities is crafty counsel. Never letting you be is crafty counsel. You're just trying to live a quiet life, going to school, going to work, not bothering nobody, and they're going to bother you, come out and bother you if you're going for a walk in your own neighborhood. That's crafty counsel. They just don't leave you alone because there's a perpetual hatred the so-called white man has for you. But you dumb jakes that want to love everybody but hate your own. You guys make me sick. The other heathens, especially the so-called white men, the Edomites, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Okay? Let's see what definition of confederate means. Definition of confederate. Joined by an agreement or treaty. Okay? The Council of Foreign Relations, and then you have all those summits and everything. None of you jakes are there, it's all the heathens. Right? Okay, so they're confederate. Then it mentions the nations who are confederate. The tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites, you Arabs, you so-called ninja women, blacks, Hispanic, and native Indian women go up there, to be freaked off with as Arabs and that, and they do all sorts of things and abomination to you and shit on you. All right, the tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites, as rich as Arabs, as billionaires, trillionaires, or whatever. Okay, of Moab, the so-called Chinese, and the Hagarenes, Hamites. All right, verse 7, Jabal and Ammon, all right, the Japanese, and Amalek, the small hatters, tunnel diggers, and the Philistines, more Hamites, with inhabitants of Tyre, more Hamites. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Okay, that's how they do you. This should be a wake-up call to let you know you are not wanted, and this is not our rest. No matter how much we try, the Lord didn't send you into punishment so you can be prosperous in America. Hey, the Lord is trying to teach you right from wrong so you come back to your ways. But what do you try and do? You try and prosper in America. You're still celebrating Christmas, still celebrating Halloween, still eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Yeah? Still wearing a bow tie, still wearing a tie. All right? Still trying to follow yourself like the so-called white man. you know, maybe having a bald face and all that, you know. But that you could always change your appearance, you know, switch it up as you go along. The main thing is the mindset and the fact that you didn't, uh, um, um, you know. But obviously, you still got to change your appearance, though. Don't get it twisted. But the mindset comes first, all right. And the prayers in Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shem Yashai, and then the mindset change, and you know, stop eating the pork, stop celebrating those dirty ass holidays, you know, live amongst yourself. Don't lend to the white man because the Lord said we're not supposed to lend to them, and they'll lend to us because this is their rulership. And here you are trying to make a heaven, a kingdom of heaven, right, in hell. Hence the reason why the Lord said, "Hey, you know, you thought I was playing, and the Lord just sent hell upon you, Jakes. Why there's a long list of black towns terrorized by white Americans? Okay, and here you want to love everyone. You want to love everyone. Okay, you think your neighbor is is everybody. Your neighbor is your own race of people because the Bible is by the Israelites for the Israelites. Okay, Second Ezra 6 verse 54 lets you know. The Second Ezra 6 verse 54. Let me see. I'm not going to read the whole scripture. Second Ezra 6 verse 54. Oh, damn it. Second Ezra 6 verse 54, King James Version. Yeah. Second Ezra 6 verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou hast made us Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. We all come from Adam, but there's a chosen race. Okay? That's the Israelites. All right? So the Bible is written by us, for us. Okay? It's not for everybody. All right? As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. That's second, there is a 6 verse 55 and 56. The other people are like spit. All right? So your neighbor is your own people. Try and show love to your own people, man. But you want to show love to everybody. This is what happens when you show love to everybody, man. When you follow the ways and methods of the so-called white man and try and make your kingdom of heaven in hell, and you still celebrate Christmas and Halloween and all these abominable holidays and try and follow their ways and their pattern of living, what happens? The Lord still sends hell upon you. You think they're going to let you live? All right? Even Elder Apostle Elder Apostle Tar said that one mistake these Jake towns made was not having their own army. Maybe if they had their own army, right, maybe they would have had a fighting chance. But even if they had their own army, Esau's blessing is his weaponry. They still would have taken over you, Jakes. All right? I'm not going to read all this. You guys know, about what's going on. There's been movies made on Black Wall Street and Rosewood and all that. All right? This is not our rest. This should be a wake-up call to you, and it should be a shock to your system, letting you know, right? We were never meant to be comfortable here. Okay? We were never meant to be comfortable. So how are you going to learn from right from wrong? How are you going to have that wake-up call? How are you going to have that shock to the system if you think that you're still wondering why this is happening to you? This is happening to you because you are the Israelites. We broke the statutes and commandments, all right, that were given to us and only us. Hence the reason we get done over, or the people get done over, or we get done over the way we do. You know? The heathen can eat shrimp, crab, lobster. They're healthy, running around, lean and in shape. You Jakes have it. You get moles and growths on your face, and you start looking like a damn shrimp, crab, or lobster. You get fat. You get titties like a woman. You know? You get all sorts of growths on your face. You know? You get alopecia and all that. All right? Chinese people, the Moabites can eat cat, rat, and dog, and was it otters and all the other abominations. You Jakes try and copy that. What happens to you? You get deleted. Okay? Because your body and your temple has never been designed for that. This should be a wake-up call that we are the people of the book, and the curses are in the scriptures, letting you know who we are. All right? And the opener, which is used every time I've seen a video when an Israelite wakes up is Deuteronomy 28 verse 68, which is cargo slave ships. There's no race of other people that were taken in ships in slavery. And we did go into Egypt again. Why do you think there's a damn a pyramid on the dollar bill? Why do you think there's obelisks in Washington, D.C.? Why do you think there's a bald-headed eagle, the same symbol as every captivity we've been in? Same as Rome and I believe Egypt as well. You know? It should be a sign and wonder to you. All right? We are those people. And this is how Esau, the so-called white man, been doing you wrong. All right? Anyway, all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yashai B'Shem Rakak. Okay, I hope this video emphasized that, yeah, we are the people of the book. And you Israelites, stop loving everybody. Stick to your own. Worry about your own. But most importantly, wake up to the truth who you are. You're the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, and those that have a father descending from one of the 12 tribes. It doesn't matter what your mother is. Okay, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you're an Israelite, you're an Israelite. As long as your father is a so-called Negro, a Latino of Indian or Negro descent, or a native Indian. Okay? Anyway. Shalom.